Hey everyone, welcome to Mountain Beast Mysteries. In today's video, I wanted to talk about the idea that the sound of a crying baby or a child can lure in a Sasquatch. But before we get into it, I just wanted to say that there are more expedition video diaries coming up soon. I'm trying to get out into the bush more than normal. I want to go out at least a couple times a month to do some investigating and to hopefully have some sort of encounter and get some good footage. So there are more of those videos coming, and you can expect them regularly every month. I really enjoyed filming them. It's good to be back out into the wilderness as the snow has been melting and the weather's been getting, way more manageable than it was before when it was freezing cold and below zero. So things are looking good, and you can expect more expedition videos like that on a regular basis. So Bigfoot and the sounds of a baby crying. Now, I was actually told this not that long ago that, the sound of a kid crying or a baby crying has actually been known to do that. And I think that's just come out of different anecdotes of, people having their baby crying and then having some sort of strange Bigfoot encounter. But there has been lots of stories as well of kids going missing in the woods. We have a lot of missing 411 stories. The Dennis Martin case being one of the most famous of those, where he went missing while playing on like a little family outing, and apparently being taken away by a Bigfoot-like creature. Now, was Dennis Martin crying? Maybe. If he was lost, there's a good chance he could have been crying, and then this creature came in and scooped him up. But there are lots of other cases where kids go missing in the woods, like under mysterious circumstances. And I'm sure in a lot of these cases, these young children are crying, and that could in turn bring in some sort of Sasquatch. Now, is this like a parental instinct that kind of kicks in? They hear the sound of a baby crying, and then they have to go investigate it. It very well could be. I imagine if Sasquatch or Bigfoot is as close to people as we imagine, there's a very good chance that the infants, the babies, cry, similar to how a human baby does. And so they're probably used to that, and they probably know that maybe it could be one of their kind or something like that. So I'm obviously just speculating, but I think it's kind of an interesting thing to maybe explore in the form of doing experiments. So you could go out into the wilderness, into an area where there's been known encounters and sightings, and maybe set up a speaker or some sort of audio device to kind of broadcast audio of a baby crying and see what happens. Leave it out all night. Get like a Bluetooth speaker or something, set it out in the woods, and just wait while it plays the crying noises. See if it brings anything in. You could try and make an attempt at getting an image of a Sasquatch that way if you set up a trail camera. But as speculated by pretty much everyone in the Bigfoot field, they can probably see the infrared light. Maybe if you had some sort of other low light camera option that didn't use an infrared beam, or maybe using some sort of thermal camera instead, you may be able to lure Bigfoot in that way and then get an image of it or a video clip. Now, that's something I think I'm actually going to try next time I'm out, is to go online, find some audio of crying, of a baby crying, and then leave it out and see, what happens. There's nothing to lose in doing an experiment like this, and you can even go one step further, acquiring some sort of a doll, or like a baby doll or something like that, and wrapping it up in a blanket, and then putting the speaker inside of that so it's more lifelike, and see if something comes and tries to take it away. It'd be a very interesting thing to try. If somebody saw you out in the woods with a baby doll, making it cry out in the woods, they'd probably think you're a total weirdo, but hey, it's worth a shot, as weird as it would be. So, I don't know. I think I'm gonna give it a whirl next time I'm out in the mountains in a remote area, and with any luck, maybe catch some audio of something walking in close to the site, or maybe capture some vocalizations or some tree snapping or rock clacking or anything like that. Maybe some whistles. Like there was that one story of that kid who was lost in the woods, and he said he was kind of taken care of by what he described as a bear. And a kid wouldn't really, I think, know how to describe a Bigfoot if he came upon one, but I can't imagine an actual bear taking care of a kid. So I think in a case like that, it very well could have been a Bigfoot. So that could be a case where this kid was in distress, he was crying maybe, and one of these Bigfoot beings came and basically saved his life. And I've heard other stories. I remember Ken Walker, the taxidermist, told me a story about a kid falling into a river and a Sasquatch coming and actually saving them and pulling them out of the water, and that was that. So it does appear that they have, those sort of feelings that when someone's in distress, they might actually help them, or they want to help them. They're not just like an angry monster, even though there are cases like that too, like the Bowman encounter in Roosevelt's book, The Wilderness Hunter, where the one guy was killed, essentially having his head ripped off. So you do have stories like that, but then you do get these more modern stories of them being more compassionate to people. And I guess it's similar to like chimpanzees and other apes. They do appear to show compassion in a lot of cases, but they can switch instantly to being harmful and actually hurting people. So I don't know. I'm sure there's good Sasquatch and there's bad Sasquatch, but I want to know what you guys think of this idea to leave an audio recorder out and to try and lure in a Sasquatch and have an encounter by playing these sounds of a baby crying. If you want to support Mountain Beast Mysteries, you can do so through the GoFundMe link in the video description or on the main channel page on the banner in the top right. There's a PayPal link there if you want to make a donation to the channel to support future videos and trips out into the bush. Do so there. Every donation's appreciated and goes a long way. So I appreciate you guys watching this video. We'll see you next time on Mountain Beast Mysteries.